Good morning, my friend. I want to do a very quick video for you concerning protein and chickens. Time is short for many, and so I'm going to do this video very quickly, bullet points only. Basically, YouTube University, you can find just about anything out that you want to know concerning details. We're building a 150 chicken project here that's 60 feet long by 15 feet wide, and then we have a full an open area for the chickens to roam in during the daytime, all fenced in. You need to be concerned about predators. You need to be concerned about weather and keeping your chickens safe during inclement weather, no matter where that is for you, hot or cold. You also need to consider what kind of food are you going to feed these chickens. What do you want to do? Are you doing meat chickens, egg chickens, or both? You can do whatever you decide to do. You just need to make the decision. Egg chickens will take 6 months from the little baby until they're laying. You have to baby them, and you have to live with them for 6 months before they start producing. Here in our world, we get they produce for over 2 years after that. They'll lay eggs every day for you. And then what you have to decide also is, what am I going to feed these chickens? Am I doing this for my family? Am I doing this for my community? Or am I doing this to sell them? Now, if you're doing this to sell them, I have a couple recommendations for you in just a moment. When you decide that you're going to do chickens, I recommend immediately you need to begin to plant free food for them. No input foods. We've got bananas, plantains, and moringa. You can choose what else, but if you do bananas and plantains, these leaves are great for the chickens. They'll eat them. It's free food for them. We're going to do 150 chickens on this farm. That means we need to have 150 trees of some kind minimum. And that lowers your food costs because this is no input free food for you. So any kind of tree that you can plant that has some nutrition in the leaves that you can pull off of and not kill it, then it just keeps growing more and more. Make sure you get those leaves. Now, we've planted moringa all over the place. We've got about 400 of these trees, and we do many different things with it, including dehydrating and selling the leaves and using the leaves. But these leaves, this thing is called the tree of life for a reason. Vitamin A, B, C, D, and E, all the micronutrients the human being needs, all of the amino acids you need, and 26% protein. This is a monster right here. This is a superfood. And if you determine to sell, you want to sell eggs, you can beef the price of your eggs by 10 or 15% just by saying they are moringa and superfood fortified. If you will strip off branches of these moringa trees, and they just proliferate like crazy, strip them off and throw them to your chickens every day or 3 times a week, you are fortifying the eggs with superfood. And with that, you can demand a higher price than everyone else. In the third world, most people are trying to input as little as possible to their chickens and still get an egg. That's why a lot of eggs come out watery, horrible, cheap yellow yolk. But if you start taking care of your chickens and you feed them this superfood, which costs you nothing, once the tree's in the ground, it doesn't cost you anything to maintain it. You do that, and your eggs are going to turn bright orange, and they're not going to be watery, and you are going to have customers, clients wanting these eggs all over the place, and so you can demand a higher price. That's my recommendation. But if you have 150 chickens, you need 150 moringa trees. The trees are cheap. The seed costs a nickel to a dime. Get it in the ground immediately. Get your moringa going. The moringa is the #1 protein and superfood plant that you need on your farm or in your backyard. #2 protein is chickens and eggs. So this is primary, chickens come secondary, but they do mix well together. Now, you're going to have to choose what kind of food to feed your chickens. Some people just let their chickens forage and roam all day. We won't. We've got a lot of predators out here, birds and cats and dogs, and so our chickens will be protected all day. That means we've got to be responsible for feeding them. So we'll use a lot of these leaves that you see here. These leaves peel off. So like when this leaf here is just starting to go bad, we'll peel that thing off and we'll let those chickens have that whole leaf and they'll love it. I think there's a lot of magnesium, a lot of great stuff in these leaves. So You can let your chickens forage and go get their own. I don't know what kind of eggs you're going to get, but we feed ours a pomodoro is what it's called in Spanish. It's a nice blended mix of grain. It costs about $23 for a 100-pound bag. So it's not cheap, but we also don't sell our eggs cheap. And when we give eggs away and we give food away, we want to make sure that we're given the right nutrition. So with that, you make a decision. Your decision is going to be one of 100 decisions you have to make when you are putting your chicken program together. Just get it together sooner than later. Also, as you may see here with our chicken project that we're working on right now, we already have 70 chickens. This is going to be 150 edition. But our chickens, we're building this thing. Let me tell you just a little bit about it. This is, again, 60 feet long, 15 feet wide. It'll have 6 10 by 10 pens in there and a 5-foot walkway. See where the guy's ladder is? That right there is a 5-foot walkway where we can go in. Everything's going to be automated. Automatic water, automated feeding. We'll go in once a day, pour it in, and it automatically distributes out to the chickens. And then also automatic egg collecting. You can see the egg collectors. We're going to build our own, but you can see those. It's called Best Nest Boxes. Look them up on YouTube. Pretty cool deal. The chicken lays the egg, she stands up, and it rolls away to a protected area. We're going to do the exact same thing here. So with that, we're building out a very strong tubing, carriola, all of that metal, and this hopefully will handle 100-mile-an-hour winds. We're building it for that. But if you don't have the money to build this is very expensive for us to do it this way. Concrete pad. All of that. And by the way, one of our 6 10 by 10s in the middle we're using for food storage and sinks and tables, so we can process the eggs, clean them, pack them, and have our chicken food in there as well. If you don't have this kind of money, get some bamboo. Bamboo sticks for 30 feet typically are $1 to $1.50 each. You can get bamboo up and some zinc panels or pallets or whatever. Just keep the predators away and you can raise chickens and get on it. Protein is important in times of crisis. Protein is important in the third world. Right now, protein is king, and it seems to be a war on protein all over the world right now. So make sure that you get your protein, get it protected, get it growing. First number 1 protein is Moringa. Number 2 protein, our opinion, is chickens and eggs. God bless. I hope this video has helped.